So my name's Matt. I'm an ecologist and wildlife photographer based here in Melbourne. And a while ago, I had an idea pop into my head that maybe I could make a poster with my photos of the frogs of Victoria. So I'll go into that a little bit tonight. So let's hope this. One sec, bear with me.
It's quite nice.
Thank you.
Let us know when you want to do the reveal.
What is going on? It might just work.
Can I just... Alright, I'll just use this.
It might just come up as the wrong one.
Yep,
Just minimize it.
Right, so what is it? It's a poster to the frogs of Victoria. Do one of you guys want to spin that around now so everyone can see what this thing actually is? So it's a high-res poster featuring all 41 described frog species and their subspecies that we have here in Victoria. And the reason I thought about doing this was I wanted to kind of raise awareness for the diversity of frogs that we have in Victoria. Not only just to show what species we have, but to show their colours, their shapes, their sizes, and just to show that we don't have one or two brown frogs hopping around Melbourne. We actually have a state full of these really neat amphibians. So 41 frogs, there's 45 frogs on there of 41 species. So for example, some of them have a male and a female, and others have multiples of the same species where you're showing a bit of colour variation. The photos are larger than life, so they're not life size, obviously. And the reason for doing that was to bring out some of the smaller species and just so you can see their colours and details a bit better, because in real life these things are like tiny, and if they're on the poster they would be that big. So there's also mini distribution maps underneath each species, which you probably need to get pretty close to be able to see. But just to give you some context as to where these guys occur, and also some conservation status symbols underneath each species as well. And unfortunately, over half of those frogs are threatened. So that's the threats that our frogs are facing in Victoria right now. Let me move this.
Just right now, Ricky.
Sorry.
That's good.
How do you get it to pop up? Oh, you actually have to go into that.
I'm just not sure if it will stay.
I don't know why that's not.
We'll keep it up there.
Yeah, if that's it. That's fine. Right. So, I was first inspired to do this poster back in 2019 with this Frogs of Borneo poster here. I first saw it in a Parks and Wildlife office in Barco National Park. It was the same size as this one, A1, and featured heaps of species across Borneo, just a small portion of them anyway. And I thought, wow, that looks awesome. I'd love to do something like that for frogs of Vic. And that was just a really basic, rough idea at that stage. I didn't think I would actually be able to pull it off. And then my friend Nick produced this awesome Frogs of Darwin poster a couple of years ago, which is really good and was something similar to what I wanted to do. So I've used his method and a few other methods to create my poster. And these Frogs of Ecuador and South America and Central America posters were also pretty inspiring. There's heaps of them available online as well. So the process was to go out and basically find a bunch of these frogs and then try and photograph them. So it involved finding almost all of these species and photographing them on a white sheet of core flute that I used. And as you can see here, this little Victorian smooth frog taking a photo on a white background then allows me, I don't have to do any cutting out, all I have to do is grab it and plop it on a white background, and then I can do that for every species with a bit of editing and come out with what you see as the final product. Obviously, some of these species are critically endangered or near extinct in the wild, so they're not feasible to go out and see. So that's how I got access to Zoos Victoria's biosecure frog facility. So the guys there allowed me to go in and photograph some of their frogs, which I'm very grateful for. And yeah, so I photographed I think 4 or 5 species in there, which are on this poster. And obviously the benefit of using something like a core fluid sheet is you can buy a large piece of it, cut it up, and then dispose of it after you photographed the frog, so you're not repeatedly putting a frog on the same sheet and spreading pathogens and such. As you can see, I went through quite a few iterations of this poster. That's a couple of iterations that I went through, obviously hundreds, trying to move everything around and make it look somewhat good. And yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with the final product, but obviously it's taken a long time to get there. And yeah, so this is the final product, and I'm pretty happy with it. I hope you guys all like it as well, and thank you. Yeah, that's basically it, the rough process of producing this poster from the ground up. It took about a year to do, plus another couple of months of editing and sort of getting printing and all that kind of stuff that goes with it. But yeah, that's it. And I do have a limited number of posters available after all the talk, so if you want to come up front and see me afterwards, I'll be more than happy to try and sort you out with one. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for coming.